Hey guys, it's Vivian. How are you doing? So, it's been a while since I made a One Piece anime episode review. I think the last time I did one was near the end of Dressrosa, which was somewhere last summer, like many months ago. Yeah. And today I wanted to review episode 776, which is the last episode in the Zou Arc. And I was gonna do a review of the whole Zou Arc, but I think it's gonna take too long. So to start off, I want to bring up the last episode, which was technically filler, but I want to quickly talk about some key points that make this episode canon, because we get to see behind the scenes of what the Straw Hats and all their little friends are doing, like working together to treat Zunisha's wounds, and then they're getting ready to start the journey. We got Dr. Chopper killing it, getting some medicinal plants, or in this case, he's healing it, and Robin's doing some of that handiwork to stitch some bandage wraps, and Frankie fixed the boat and make some gears and pulley. And while everyone else is gathering wood like Brook and Kinema, Zoro on the other hand, he gets a lot of wood but he gets lost, and Law and Carrot are just laughing, making fun of him. It's just little teases that are hilarious, and I love what Carrot says, like boo boo, like a dumb swordsman or something. And yeah, it's just hilarious. Zoro getting lost just never gets old. Nami takes the time to study the sea charts for their journey to Big Mom's location, which will take around a week to get there. And Wanda and Pedro are both individually want to assist the Straw Hats because they know about the dangers and they can't let their saviors die. And then after this mess with this incoming storm, Luffy and Carrot goes to the storehouse to gather some food for their journey. I personally thought Luffy was just gonna bring meat because that was all he was packing, but towards the end he did put in some fruits, and the whole time Carrot is just fascinated with the Straw Hats and she's just praising them, and then she gathers up the courage to ask Luffy if she can join them. And while Luffy just suddenly remembers he has to ask Peckham to come, he does tell Carrot that to take the food to their ship, and this sets up the idea that Carrot's gonna join them. And at this point, they're pretty much done with treating Zunisha's injury. And they all say their thank you. I absolutely love that Sicilian goes over the top with the thank you. And then we go back to Carrot, and she's just thinking about it. Like, she always has the dream of going out to sea. You could see that in the other episodes. And she's just thinking about her choices. She gives Barati the monkey some bananas. And supposedly, this is to keep a secret that she's left, but it doesn't really state that in the anime. Well, at least not yet though. So now we've reached episode 776, and for this episode I felt that the animation was good, but it wasn't anything amazing for animation wise. And I liked that even though this episode covered just one manga chapter, it felt very informative and it just kept going strong from start to finish. I wasn't bored at any point. I wasn't bored, and we got lots of information on what everyone's gonna do, and there was some great and funny moments. After agreeing to the Ninja Pirate Mink Samurai Alliance, oh, that's a mouthful, and then we have the defeat of the Jack and Beast Pirates, which I'm not sure if they're gonna reveal the aftermath of the Beast Pirates and Jack in the anime yet, because they did in the manga around that point. But they have officially finished treating Zunisha, and Chopper finally does his little embarrassing dance when everyone praises him because he didn't do it last episode. So right now, the patriotic doctor, Mr. Miyagi, the goat mink, is discussing to Chopper about the future of Zunisha, and he's just reminded that they shouldn't take their home Zunisha for granted since they're living on top of such a majestic creature. And I love the fact that the anime went through different environments and sceneries of Zunisha. Like, you could see the beautiful and lush forest, and like even though the city is broken down, it's still like a huge place where they all gather up, and it's just really beautiful. And it just brings up the question of where is Zunisha going, and why has it been punished to walk for all these years, like a millennium? And yeah, it's just really curious. Back in the city, Momonosuke decides he wants to stay on Zou to try and converse with Zunisha since only his voice can reach it. And I remember a few episodes ago, Kinemon was saying something about, does Oden-sama know about Momonosuke's power? Now, I don't know if it's just a power exclusive to Momo, or is it just talking about the Kozuki clan's ability to hear the voice of all things? Because I remember they said Roger and Oden can hear the voice, but I guess in this case Momonosuke was able to use the power to command Zunisha to fight, you know? Kinemon expresses that there are people waiting for them to come back to Wano, but Inuarashi assures him that it's okay and that Momo can stay, and they need to stay on Zou in case Jack comes back, and after that they'll bring Momo to Wano. Nekomamushi has already prepared his Vivi cards for everyone, and they discuss where everyone's gonna go for their separate journeys. First, Nekomamushi's team will search for Maruko, as he stated he thinks he has a clue where Maruko has gone after the payback war. Then on Zou, our second team with Inuarashi will stay to protect the country. The third team, Luffy's team, is headed for Whole Cake Island to retrieve Sanji, and finally we have Kinemon's team, who is bringing the other half of the Straw Hats and the Heart Pirates to Wano. I also really like how they shadowed out everyone because it gives it a more serious tone. I feel like I'm looking at a Batman cartoon. They discuss the problem of communication, which is easily solved by Robin and Frankie, stating that there's a lot of snails in the forest and Frankie can easily attach the phone part to make the snails communicate as transponder snails. Going back to Luffy, he is currently searching for Peckham's, and he's surprised to see that the house was totally destroyed by the elephant quake, but he's even more surprised to see that Peckham's has turned into a turtle lion, thus revealing his devil fruit powers of having a shell as hard and impenetrable as a diamond. Luffy tells Peckham's that Chopper will tend to his injuries, and he ignores Peckham's comments about his awesome devil fruit powers, to Peckham's disappointment. And as injured as Peckham's is, Luffy manages to strap him on his back and run off, which totally shocks Peckham's, who thinks Luffy is the craziest motherfucker out here and he's just insane. Back to the Guardians District, Pedro tells Nekomamushi that he has to accompany the Straw Hats to Whole Cake Island, and before the cat speaks, the Musketeers interrupts him by saying that they want to go, especially Sicilian, which Pedro states he's too noisy and boisterous to come along. Suddenly, it seemed like everyone just wanted to come along, including Wanda, Tristan, Rhodey, Bibi. Even the sheep and Pastor Yomo wanted to come along so Nami could sleep on him. Even worse and more ridiculous than the last bunch was a whole lot of dogmings who just wanted to come and chew on Baran corpse. In the end, Inuarashi said that only Pedro may go because only he can handle and take on Peckham's. Meanwhile, Usopp introduces Nami to her new claim attack with the help of Frankie and his pop greens. But in my head, I always imagined that it would be dark green in color, and in the manga, it had a pretty interesting shape. Different but interesting, but in the anime, it looks pretty cute and colorful, which I like, and it matches Nami. So after Nami accidentally stretched out the claim attack, Usopp instructs her on how to properly use it. With the right amount of grip, you can extend the claim attack to a certain length. And Nami has always have been pretty good at control, like using a log post, telling the weather, using a waver. So after she got the hang of it, she was just twirling it around like a magical girl. I mean a witch. Haha. Yeah, I think she mentioned that it was like a magical wand. Anyways, it was time to talk payment, and Usopp was just calculating the price, and then she just uses the Mirage Temple to get out of there. And the whole time Raizo was just impressed with her ninjutsu. Then they meet at the main gate to say their goodbyes, and I love that Luffy's theme is just playing in the background. It just sounds so happy. They're ready for another adventure, even though this is a very serious rescue mission to get Sanji back. Wanda goes to hug Nami and just garuches her, while Brook just can't wait to get the hell away from those dogs. And the doctor, Miyagi, and Tristan says their goodbye to Chopper, and he even gets a garuchu from the deer mink Milky, who he has a huge crush on. No denying that. I can't believe Usopp couldn't tell. I really think Chopper should have switched into one of his other forms, like a human form or the deer form, and I think she'd just fall for him even more. Chopper even goes so far as to copy Sanji's love expression, and it is so unfortunate that Sanji sensei wasn't here to teach Chopper the ways, the skills. So, through Chopper's image of Sanji, it leads to Zoro reminding Luffy that the dumb cook is probably wanting to get married. But we all know that Zoro really does worry about the cook. He just doesn't want to show it because they have this huge rivalry with each other, but we all know that they greatly respect each other too. So they say their last words before they part ways and await to meet in the Wano country. Kanjiro asks Luffy if he wants any help going down, but Luffy declines any help as it takes way too long to use Kanjiro's creations to go down, even though they're so cute. So, to descend from Zou, Luffy grabs everyone and leaps off the elephant to all the minks and samurai ninja surprises. And you can see the Straw Hats on Zou, they're used to Luffy's craziness, but everyone else is just shocked with their tongues out. Well, Law is more like, at least it's not me, you know. He knows about the craziness and he's just glad he doesn't have to experience that for a while. All the 5 people on Luffy's team are scared shitless. Pedro is terrified and confused. Nami knows that this is how Luffy operates, but she can't believe her luck. Chopper, Peckums, and Brooks are all crying their eyes out, although Brooke doesn't have any eyes. And they all scream their lungs out all the way to the bottom. And elsewhere on the Grand Line, we get to see me, my character again. No, I'm just kidding. It's Princess Vivi. But no offense, for some reason her eye wink looks kind of silly. Maybe because she kept it closed for so long, it just looks kind of strange. But I just can't wait for a reunion with the Straw Hats, whenever that time may be, and whatever questions the Alabasta Kingdom will ask the world government. Remember the end of Alabasta arc with Robin and the Poneglyph? Anyways, it's really great to see Vivi again. You could tell she's definitely super excited to go out to sea again since it's been a long time, and we could see the Royal Guard Chaka and the always silly and adorable Karu. And if you look really closely, you could also see another special person in the background about to board the ship. Finally, if you watch the preview like I did, you will see many familiar faces of the royals that we have met in our past journeys, and it's time for that reverie soon. Yeah. Alright then, that's it guys. Hope you enjoyed that. I know it's a little different, but I hope you still liked it and watched it till the end. Anyways guys, peace out.